Hey everyone, Kai here. So today I want to talk to you about accountability partners, and brainstorming. After 4 years at my first job, it was time for me to pivot to a new industry, my dream industry. I wanted to work in media. And so I was pretty much preparing for a whole year to jump from one industry to another. And that's no easy feat. And breaking into media is no easy feat. It's very competitive, it's very hard. And I didn't have the experience of someone who had been at a major network before. So a lot of the major networks ask for experience from other major networks. I didn't have that. So I was completely breaking into this industry with zero experience. So as I mentioned in my career journey video, I now had the task of jumping ship. It was now or never. And so it took me about a year to a year and a half from when I decided at ABFF that I wanted to be a media to when I finally got in. I'm going to show you something. This is a big, large post-it that I created. I think I probably created this in 2014 or 2015. I can't remember, but I created it a long time ago. And I listed all the places that I wanted to work. These are all the just brainstorming, I'm literally like riffing every place that I would be proud to work at. And I am happy to say I've worked at 2 of those places that I listed. But that is my first advice, brainstorming. You have to have an idea of what you want to do, where you want to go, what this company that you want to work at looks like. You have to have an idea. For me, I did want to work at a big company. I want to work at a big name company, but some people may decide they want to work at smaller companies. So these are all the things that you have to take into consideration when you're brainstorming. List your dream companies, but also do research on the smaller companies, because the smaller companies could be the places where you have more independence, you have more room to grow, you have more, opportunities to really thrive. And so, a big company, you can do the same, but a lot of people get lost in the sauce because there's so many people on the teams. You don't have an opportunity to stand out. So really start doing your research. Like research the company, research the company's culture, research the company diversity and inclusion plans and missions. Research, go on Glassdoor, look at reviews. Really brainstorm, but also do the research, right? Because you don't want to end up in a company that is great on paper, but you're not happy. Or it's great on paper, but it's just on paper. They're really not about that life. So really try to do your research while you're brainstorming. So back to me, I realized I wanted to be in media. Obviously, these are a bunch of media companies. So I had to narrow down what companies I actually wanted to work for. And this is what I use as my guide as I was applying. So I knew that I wanted to work at a top 5 network, a big 5. So I was constantly looking at their job websites. I had all of my passwords, my emails, like all of the login information for each of those big 5 networks in a document. So I was very strategic in, okay, I know I want to work for a big company. I know I want to work for a big name network. I know also that these are the 5 companies that I want to work for, in addition to the others that I put on the list. But I know all of these things. So now my search, as I was searching, it was more streamlined, because saying you want to work in media, that could be anything. You could want to work for a newspaper, the New York Times. You could want to work for a magazine. You could want to work for television and producing and in front of the camera, behind the camera. So for me, it's really important to streamline. It's really important to tap into what your goals are, what your mission is, what you want to do, and streamline, because otherwise you'll get really overwhelmed. And my advice for, for just this, figuring out what you want to do or where you want to go with it, is look at the industries. You may not want to be in media. You may want to be in hotel services or something. I Googled the list of industries before I even got to this point of saying, okay, media is it. I Googled the list of industries that were out there, and I tried to pick which one really enticed me. And there's women industries, there's media industries, there's hotel industries, there's airline industries. There's so many in traveling industries. So I could have utilized any of those industries in my search for figuring out what I want to do for a career. And so I urge you to do the same. Whatever really entices you, write it down, and that will help you on your journey. So I now needed to be held accountable. I knew the jobs that I wanted to apply for. I knew the companies I wanted to apply for. Now I needed some accountability for myself. So life is busy. Everything is always busy. If you know me, I'm always saying I'm so busy. But life gets busy. We all know that. So for me personally, I needed a day in the week that I could say, okay, no matter what, on this day, I am sitting down, I am being still, and I am going to apply. And so that day for me was Thursdays. And every Thursday for a year and a half, I applied to jobs. Even if it was no opportunities out there at that, because it was weekly. So sometimes it's nothing has been updated. So even if there was a drought in what was available, I would rework my cover letter. I would do something. But Thursday was my accountable day. This is the day I'm going to sit down at my computer and I am going to apply to jobs, or update my resume, or update my cover letter, or do something. I even created an Excel document that listed every job that I applied to, the date, the number that they give you at the reference number, every job. This Thursdays was my career Thursdays. It was my day that I focused on me and did something to help me get to this goal of pivoting into media. I urge you to do the same. Find a day that works for you, and that day you will be held accountable to doing something to help you pivot or to switch jobs. Another thing I had was an accountability partner, and that can be anyone. That could be your parent, that can be your friend, that could be your sibling, that could be anyone. For me, that was my mentor. So she worked with me at my job, and I would go to her desk every couple of weeks. So every Friday when it was really late, everyone would be gone, and me and her would just talk, and she would give me advice. She was my accountability partner. So every couple of Fridays, I would update her. She would ask, what's going on with the job search? And I would be like, well, this happened, and I got a call back for this, or I didn't, and I'm sad. It was through those conversations where she was trying to hold me accountable that she also told me that I probably needed to apply in entry level to break in, because I was breaking in. And she would encourage me look, you're good. You're really good at what you do. I see you getting promoted in no time. And so it was through her encouragement and her accountability of just taking the time out. And it wasn't long. It was 5-10 minutes. All she asked was, how you doing with the job search? And that was it. And then I was able to literally update her. And you can do the same. You can find the same. But I think when you're searching for a new opportunity, no matter what it is, it's really important to have someone, or to ask someone, hey, can you check in? Can you hold me accountable? Can you just check in every couple of weeks to just make sure that I'm on it? I really need it. Because a lot of people think they have to do it alone, and you don't. just find someone that you can trust, find someone who gets it, find someone who's really supporting you and in your corner, and you really don't have to be alone during this process. So that's all I have for you all. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all of that fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time. Bye.